So the rumor going around is that if you promote your TikTok videos, that it will actually kill your organic reach. And a lot of y'all have been asking me about this in the comments. So as an agency owner who manages hundreds of thousands of dollars in ad spend every single month and who has spent a ton of money on TikTok promotions for clients, I want to give y'all some clear answers about TikTok promotions. So here's what we're going to cover today. Number one, does promoting your videos actually kill your views? Number two, how do you promote TikTok videos if you do want to go down that route? What are the best practices for boosting TikToks? And can you even make money promoting TikToks? And then if you stick around to the end, I'm going to share a strategy with you that basically allows you to get a 35% discount on every video you promote. I'm not talking about the little coupons that TikTok uses to try to tempt you into promoting your videos either. I'm talking real savings, and I'll have like a full screen share tutorial at the end. Now, it's no wonder that most people think that paying to promote your videos kills your views because it's literally what the gurus tell us. But like most guru advice, we need to take a step back and think logically and look at the actual evidence. The assumption is that TikTok wants you to pay for all of your views. And so once you make the mistake of paying to promote one video, then they want you to pay for all of your videos. And so if you post a video organically, they aren't going to give you any views because they're trying to get you addicted to that drug of paying to get the views. And I heard somebody say this recently, it's like the perfect example. It's like a gold digger, right? So you have this nice girl that you meet somewhere and she's into you for your money. So you're buying her drinks, you're buying her jewelry, you're taking her on fancy dates, you're buying her whatever fancy stuff, and she hangs around and you get all of the benefits of that. But the minute the money dries up, she's gone. The benefits go away and she's off to find somebody else with money. And that's kind of like what people believe with the algorithm. But is it true? This makes sense, but I can pretty confidently tell you that it's not accurate. Let's just sit back and think about this from like a logical business perspective for a second. If TikTok, who is a big global business, is trying to compete and rival Google and Facebook and do all of the things and become the top dog in the social media space, they aren't going to do stupid things that are going to get people to stop using their app. So let's just assume that TikTok actually does this and a big creator decides to promote one of their videos, which they do. Now TikTok has a problem because that big creator is going to be upset and they're going to post about it on TikTok and on any of the other platforms that they're likely on. And these big creators, they're not as dependent on the algorithm to get views because they have a massive loyal following, people that just go to their profile and watch every single video they create. And so every time this happens, it starts to chip away at the trust in the platform, and it's going to make people not promote. And I'm not saying that TikTok doesn't want people to pay to promote videos and to run paid advertising, because they do. Like, the big thing for them is we want to get as many viewers on the platform as possible so we can serve them ads and we can make money as a company. But what happens is if these creators that want to use these tools are afraid that it's going to kill their views, they are going to take their services and their creation, their content elsewhere, and people are going to stop advertising on the platform. These brands that want to run paid advertising campaigns aren't going to do it with TikTok because they want the organic views that they already have. They want both. So this doesn't make a lot of sense from a business perspective, and it's just not the way that it's worked on any other social media platform, including Instagram and Facebook, which I've spent millions of dollars on. But most importantly, I haven't seen this to be the case with any of my clients that are promoting videos on TikTok. For the almost 2 years now that my agency's been in this TikTok space, we have had clients that are promoting videos at the same time they're creating organic content, and we have never once had a promoted video prevent them from going viral. So what I think happens is that people promote a video and then they experience a totally normal thing that happens all the time on TikTok, which is the algorithm treats every video differently. And so you can have a video that goes mega viral and your next video can only get 300 views because it's just not as good of a video and it doesn't appeal to as many people. And this kind of thing happens all the time. So when somebody joins the Creator Rewards program and then their next few videos get low views, or they promote a video and then their next few videos get low views, or they forget to post and ghost and they get low views, and then they just assume that that must be the reason instead of it just being like, hey, you posted a couple of bad videos. Like, I think that's what's happening here. The reality is, we don't all produce bangers every single time. You're going to have good videos, you're going to have bad videos. And to think that any little random thing is the sole reason for that is just silly. So I feel pretty confident in saying that if you promote a video, it's going to have zero impact on your views. But if you have evidence or experiences that would indicate otherwise, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear about it. But for now, I want to move on. I want to take you on my phone and actually show you how to promote videos on TikTok in case that's something that you want to do. But more importantly, I want to talk about whether it's worth it and share some of the best practices that you need to know about so you don't end up lighting your money on fire. Because there are a lot of ways that you can waste money on TikTok promotions, and one in particular ends up costing you like 1.5 times more than it should, and I want to make sure you know how to avoid it. So we're going to hop over here to one of my accounts. We're going to go up into settings and to TikTok Studio. You can follow along if you want to do this. We're going to scroll down to more tools, and there's this little fire icon that says promote. That's what we want to click on. Now, once we're in this menu, it's going to ask us, what is the goal? Like, we have to choose the goal of our advertising campaign. And you can see here, boost account, get sales, get leads. So for example, if you're an online coach or a service provider like my agency is, then you might go to get leads, and that's going to use your video to generate DM conversations. So then you can talk to these people, get them booked onto a call, and then eventually sell your services. So that might be a good option. But most of the time when people are talking about promoting their videos, they're talking about like, how do I get more views? How do I get more followers? And so under the boost account option, you can choose from more video views, more followers, more profile views. And the one that you choose really just comes down to preference. Like, what is it that you want? Like, if you choose more video views, you are actually going to get more views for every dollar you spend than if you choose one of the other ones, because it's going to optimize for people that view. It just means that, like, just because they viewed though doesn't mean that they're going to look at your account, doesn't mean that they're going to follow you, become a fan, or anything like that. So I actually recommend that you go with more followers or more profile views. And really, this is one of those things that I would just test and see which one works better for you. But if I had to like make generalizations about it, I would say that new accounts generally benefit more from followers because they don't have a ton of content yet, and they're just trying to get discovered and get people that are interested in their topic to follow their account. People that have a more established account and they have, a giant binge bake full of content, they have great videos pinned on their profile, they have playlists, they have a link in their bio that has their whole offer suite, their profiles all optimized, all that kind of stuff. They might want more profile views because they want people to start looking at all of their organic content and to click on their link and do some of those things. But even in that case, like, you might want to try both and just figure out which one works for you. The good news is that whether you choose followers or profile views, you're going to get a lot of views. And if you look at the numbers here, you might actually get similar views. Like if you're doing followers, this is 500 to 3,800 versus 1,400 plus. So you might get similar views or just slightly less views, but you're going to end up getting a bunch of followers. Now, I'm going to give you a little pro tip here because I actually promoted a video yesterday as an example for this video. And when I woke up this morning and I opened my TikTok app, I had a ton of comments and I didn't know what was going on. And I went and looked at the video, and it turns out that the video I promoted, in the description, it had some call to action that was like telling people to comment to get a guide or a link to a video training or something like that. And so all of these people were engaging, but by having that extra engagement, I think it also probably reduced the cost to get a follower, which was pretty cool. So that's something, a little pro tip for you if you're going to promote. So once you choose the goal for your promotion, you have to figure out what video do you want to promote. So the next thing we're going to do is go here to select content, and I'm going to go down here and use this video that did really well because, I know all the new whiskey people, they love blends. So I'm going to use this video. I'm going to click on promote, and now I have it. But really the important reason is I chose that one because it was a high performing video. It got a ton of views, and it actually got a lot of views when I had just first started posting on this. And so generally when you are choosing what videos to promote, you want to promote good videos. Promote good videos and you're going to get lots of views, and it's going to be cheap. Promote bad videos and it is going to be very costly. You're not going to get as many followers. You're not going to get as many views for the same amount of money. And it's because, like, if the video did not perform well organically, that means that people didn't like it. They didn't watch it. They swiped past it. And so why would you throw money at that? And that's what most people do. They are just like, oh, I created this video. It was awesome. I'm going to promote it so it gets the views it deserves. But that's not what you should be doing. If you're going to be smart about this, you should be expanding the reach of your most successful videos because they worked well well, and ad spend, putting money on them, promoting them, is like adding fuel to the fire. Now, the third step is choosing a promotion pack, or what you can do here is you can go to customize and you can choose like how much you're spending on the ad and what kind of results you might be getting for it. So when you go down here, you're going to see define your audience, and you can just leave it as default, which is the algorithm just chooses for you. And this can actually be a really good choice, especially if you're an established creator that is consistently posting about a particular topic, because the algorithm will have categorized you. And so it's going to know, just like it knows who to show your videos to, it's going to know who to show your promoted videos to, and you're going to get probably the best results doing it that way. But if you're new and you're just starting, you might want to go in to create your own, and now you're going to have a lot of options. You can name this audience, you can select the age. So, I know for my customers, for my agency, for the people that we help grow on TikTok or we run ads for, they're generally going to be 30 and above, right? I tend to have people mostly in the, let's say, 30 to 55 range. And so I might want to break it down like that. You might also want to choose based on countries. Like I generally work with people in Europe and in the US, so I might go that way. But the big part is going to be interest. You can go in here and there's all kinds of things that you can choose. And so you can just dig through these and figure out what you want. It's kind of limited on mobile. You're going to have much better interest options if you go onto the desktop app and you promote the video in that way. And one of the cool features that I really love about doing it from the desktop app is that you can actually target based on the hashtags of videos that people interact with. So if you have target hashtags that you're trying to use, or you know that your ideal client, your ideal viewer is watching videos on certain topics, you can find those big hashtags and specifically target those people, which is a really good move. So go ahead, choose an interest, or you can just go with that automated one, whatever it is that you want to do. And then we're going to scroll down, and this is where you can set your budget. And you can actually go here, you can set that duration to 7 days. You can have a minimum budget of as little as $8 per day. Choose whatever it is you want to choose, and then you're going to scroll down, you're going to hit agree to the terms, and you are going to hit pay. Now, once you place your order, it's going to go through a review process, and then they will start spending. Now, before you start running a promotion, let's talk about whether it's worth it. And unfortunately, the answer is it depends. If you are just promoting videos as your main way to get views and followers, then no, it's not worth it. And if you are just kind of wrapped up in the vanity metrics, and so you're posting because you want to have more followers, you think it'll look better, or you don't like that you got 200 views on a video and you want people to see that you got at least 1,000 views on every video, it's not worth it for that either. Vanity metrics don't matter, so just keep posting new content, get better at creating it, you'll get more views, and don't waste your money on promotions. But if you are trying to strategically expand the reach of a successful video and you're trying to get more exposure for your brand and for your business, then yes, it can be worth it. And let me explain why. Because I love TikTok, but one of the things that I like better about YouTube than TikTok is that if I don't post on YouTube, I'm still getting a ton of views every single day, and that's because the shelf life of the videos is much longer. So TikTok is absolutely fantastic for building awareness, getting discovered, growing your audience rapidly. It's much better at that, and it's much easier than trying to do that on YouTube. But one of the cool things about YouTube is that I'm going to get over 150,000 new people that are watching my videos every single month, even if I don't post another video. And if you have successful videos on TikTok and you decide to promote them for only a few bucks a day, then you're actually able to achieve that same effect. And then no matter what's happening with your other content, you're constantly going to be having new people coming into your world, following you, and now you're showing up in their For You feed, you're showing up in their follower feed, and they are binging on all of your other content. I know 10 plus years ago when I was getting started and I was learning about content and paid advertising, there was this guy named Dennis Yu. He was like the OG Facebook marketer, and he had this strategy called the $1 per day strategy. And the idea was you would create this short video content on Facebook, sound familiar? And then you would boost those videos for $1 per day, and you would just boost all of the videos, and the ones that did well, you would put more money on, and you would just start to build up this army of videos, and it got you a similar result to having a bunch of blog posts that ranked in search on Google, or a bunch of videos that ranked in search or performed really well on YouTube, where you constantly had new people coming into your world. And this is essentially essentially that same idea, which is why I'm a big fan of it. But the problem is that it's an $8 per day minimum, and that might be too expensive for some people. And I really wish you did have the option to spend $1 a day, $2 a day, or even just $5 per day. A couple other considerations that may influence whether you think promoting videos is worth it. One of them is if you're worried about whether people will know you're promoting. I see this all the time, like, well, if I promote a video, will people know? And the answer is, yeah, most likely, unless they're not paying attention. I mean, for one, if you promote a bad video and it's got a bunch of views, but it doesn't have any kind of engagement or anything on it, it's pretty obvious. It's kind of like when somebody gets like a bad plastic surgery, or just most, in general, like we all know. But the more obvious thing is that it's going to say at the bottom that it's a sponsor video or a promoted video. Most people aren't paying attention. They're not going to notice, especially because you're promoting an organic piece of content. It's not going to look like an ad, so they'll just treat it like a normal piece of content. But like if you're worried about people knowing that you're paying to play, then yeah, don't do it. The other thing you have to worry about is that Apple and Google charge major fees if you promote from inside of the mobile app. So if we go back here and you look at it, I told you you choose your goal, choose your content, choose your promotion pack or your custom budget. But right here, this promotion pack is $9.90. And you can see when I go to price details, it's charging me $14. And the reason for that is because Apple is taking a $4.24 service fee. So you remember when I said, if you make this mistake, you're going to pay 1.5 times what you should have? They are charging massive fees. And so if Apple is going to charge you 50% more of what you're already paying. So basically, out of that $14, only $9 of it is going to promoting your video, and the other, you're just throwing it away. Like, that's rough. So I want to show you next how you can avoid those fees, and that way, if you spend $9, you only spend $9. And the good news is you're going to get the exact same results, maybe even better results, because you're going to have more options. The way that we avoid these fees is we actually run our promotion on desktop. So let's move over to my computer. So we'll switch over to Campaign here, and this is going to take us into the main Ads Manager where we'll create the ads. And over here on the top left, you'll see this green button. You're going to hit that. That's how we're going to create it. Now, this is the exact same kind of process as it is on the mobile app. It's just there's way more options. And so I'm going to walk you through just the important ones. All right, the first thing is that if you want to get more views, you're going to choose this video views objective. But if you want to get followers or profile visits, you're going to choose community interaction. You can see here it says get more people to follow your TikTok account, get more people to visit your TikTok profile. And so there's a lot of different options here, but just focus on that community interaction one. Then you're going to name your campaign. It can be something simple, just so you know what it is, like follower ad, okay? You can ignore all the rest of this. You're going to hit continue. Now, there's 3 parts that we're going to go through. This first one is called the campaign, and this next part is called the ad group. And the ad group is where we're going to choose like our targeting, who we want to show it to, and all of those kind of settings. And you can see over here, it tells you the available audience and how broad it is and some of the basic demographic type stuff. So whatever you choose, if you choose a bunch of interests and things, and you can put it up here. So as an example, I'm going to do digital products. So like if I wanted to target people interested in digital products, like they want to grow their audience on TikTok so they can sell courses, digital products, coaching, that kind of thing. So I would go through and do that. Now you can choose the location. I'm going to stick with the US. You can choose the age demographics. I mentioned earlier, for me, it's probably going to be people, I'm going to put 25 to 54. That's generally the people that I would have. The more you start adding things, the smaller this available audience is going to get. And so that can make things a little bit more costly, but it can also mean that you're getting more of the right people. And so it's kind of a balance there. And like I said, if you have an established account, and your content, like the algorithm already knows who to show your content to, then the broader you go, generally the better results you're going to get. But if you're just starting, you might want to go and be very particular here. So I can choose age, I can choose gender, I can choose language. I want to make sure everybody coming through is English because that's the only language that I speak. And then there's all kinds of cool stuff here. We can choose based on household income. So if you're selling something and you need people to have a lot of like buying power, they need to be able to have the budget to work with you, then you might choose like a higher household income, or you might choose higher spending power. But you'll notice that cut my available audience in half, right? And so you'll have to make that decision for yourself. And really, it's just something to test. But without getting into the weeds too much here, Then you can go down to your interests. And so I mentioned, and you can see here, there's going to be a lot more stuff than what we had on mobile. So if I want to type in digital products, then, I have that as an interest. And, that's going to reduce how many people I had, but it's still a pretty big group. And then what I really like is I can go in here and I can type it in as one word. And now I'm seeing the hashtag interaction. So these are all of the people that have interacted with the digital products hashtag or content that has that hashtag, digital products to sell, digital products for beginners. Those might be good options for me. And you can see as I added those, it doubled the size of my audience. And if you're over 500,000, you're good. That's really what you want. Over 500,000, a million would be great. Generally, the bigger audiences, you're going to get better results or cheaper results. And so from there, you're just going to go down. You can look at all those settings, decide what you want. So this is where you're going to set your budget. And if you remember on mobile, we do $8. Can't do that here. The minimum on desktop is $20 a day, which is really frustrating. But the advantage is if you have the money to spend, you get to avoid all those fees. So if I put $20, then I'm going to spend $20 and all of it is going to go toward getting me more followers. Whereas if I spent $20 on the mobile app, I'm going to actually be charged $30 and 10 of it is going to go to Apple or Google or whatever, which is total BS. So we get to start it there. You pick your budget. I just do a daily budget because you can turn it off and on as you want. And then you're going to do your goal, follows. But like I said, you can change it here if you want to do page visits, but we're going to do follows. And now you have two options on your strategy. You have maximum delivery and budget cap or cost cap. So cost cap could be like if you said, you know what, I don't want to spend any more than 50 cents to get a follower, which is totally fine. But what might happen is that the ad won't spend because it can't get you that result at all. And so what I recommend doing is just doing maximum delivery and then just testing different videos to figure out which one actually gets you the best result that you want. All right. So you go from there. Now that we have all our targeting and everything figured out, the last piece is to go figure out our video. And so you're going to go in here, make sure that your account is selected, and then you're just going to go in and you can upload videos and that kind of stuff, but I'm just going to go pick from a post. And so we're just going to scroll randomly. Yeah, they're all not loading well. So we're just going to go ahead and pick this one right here. We'll hit continue. Whatever it is, this is one page productivity hack. So I might name it productivity hack just so I know what the video is. And that's really it. From here, then all you have to do, make sure it says you have the rights. You don't have to worry about event tracking, any of that stuff. All you have to do is hit publish. Now, let me really quickly show you a follower ad that I ran the last couple of days, just so you can get an idea of like how many views and followers that you can actually get. So if I go over here and select this follower ad and I go to the ads tab, you can see that there's actually two versions of it here. I have this one that's active. I started it this morning and you can see I did that cost cap and I said, I don't want followers. I don't want it to spend unless I get followers for 25 cents. And so far it's like almost 4 o'clock and I've only spent 65 cents today because they cannot get me followers for that cheap, at least with this particular video. And that's why I say just do, the maximized conversions and then see which of your videos actually gets you the most followers. But if you look at this other one that I ran, it actually did pretty well. And you're going to see that we spent $35 and it got me 50 followers. So I spent about 70 cents to get a follower, which isn't too bad. And then if you want to know how many views you got from your video promotion, all you got to do is go up here where it says default columns, click on it, and then in the drop down, you're going to select reach. And now you're going to be able to see how many people did I reach with this ad. And you're even going to be able to see things like how many people watched 100% of the video. The key to making TikTok promotions work is just making great content, because if you cannot get views organically, then running a promotion is like lighting your money on fire. So to help you get more views, I want you to watch this video next and learn 12 things that you can do to instantly increase your views.